General Yakubu Gowon, aged 88 as of this recording, was a military head of state who oversaw a controversial Nigerian Civil War. Upon the conclusion of the war, he delivered the renowned No Victory, No Vanquish address, aiming to foster healing and reconciliation in the country. In today's video, we are going to learn about his life and legacy and what we need to remember about him. Hi, I'm Obehi Ewanfoh, the author of the storytelling series for small businesses and content creators. In Obehi podcast, we talk about the power of your story, your narrative, and why you should own your voice. Whether you are a small business owner, a content entrepreneur, or you simply want to build your influence, storytelling is probably going to be your best instrument to connect with your audience. So join the awakened few who are owning their voices. Now let's get started with today's episode. Early life and military career. Yakubu Gowon was born October 19, 1934 in the small town of Pangshin in present-day Plateau State, Nigeria. Gowon hailed from Inga ethnic group and was born in Lo, a small village located in the present Kanker local government area of Plateau State. Raised in a modest family, he demonstrated academic excellence and leadership quality from an early age. During his early years, his parents served as Church Missionary Society (CMS), leading them to settle in Wusasa, Zaria. Being the fifth among 11 siblings, Gowon spent his formative years in Zaria, where he received his education. Demonstrating impressive athletic ability, he excelled as a school football goalkeeper, pole vaulter, and long-distance runner. In his first year, he even broke the school mile record, and his prowess led him to be chosen as a boxing captain. His potential was recognized when he attended the Nigerian Military Training College in 1954. Subsequently, he received further military training at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, United Kingdom. In early 1916, he demonstrated his commitment to peace by serving twice in the Congo region as a vital member of the Nigerian peacekeeping force. Following the turbulent event of the January 1966 coup in Nigeria, he assumed the role of Chief of Staff to Major General Johnson Agoye Iromsin, who had become the nation's new leader. However, the political landscape continued to be turbulent, and in January 1966, a counter-coup led by northern officials shook the nation. Amidst the uncertainty, Gowon emerged as the leader of the newly formed military government, making the beginning of a significant chapter in his life. That was at the tender age of 32, becoming the youngest African leader at the time. That is almost incomparable to the current crop of politicians in the country, who would appear almost as grandparents, but still want to do the same work as of a 32-year-old leader. Even at 32, with his youthful energy, running Nigeria was still challenging. Dealing with ethnic tension and unify the country. Taking the helm of Nigerian leadership during a turbulent period, Gowon wasted no time in making significant changes to the country's administrative structure. By this time, there was skyrocketing ethnic tension in the country, and nothing was certain of the newly independent country. Here is a clip from Gowon trying to plead for calm. It was really getting too much, with the Igbo people having a heavy fallout as a result of the January coup. You all know that since the end of January, God, in His power, have entrusted the responsibility of this country of ours into the hand of yet another northerner. I receive complaints daily that up until now, Easterners living in the north are being killed and molested, and their property looted. I'm very unhappy about this. We shall put a stop to it. It appears that it's going beyond reason and is now at the point of recklessness and irresponsibility. End of quote. While he succeeded in putting an end to attack against the Igbo people in the northern region, Gowon couldn't achieve long-term peace. As a final endeavor to find a resolution, on May 29, 1967, he declared a state of emergency and he overtook a bold reorganization of the four regions, transforming them into 12 states. And those 12 states would further be broken down by successive military administration to the current 36 states in the country, excluding the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. To oversee the affair of these newly formed states, Gowon appointed military governor, carefully choosing to maintain stability and address the pressing challenges faced by the nation. But that did not really solve the problem, because after 3 days, on May 30th, the Eastern region proclaimed its independence as the state of Biafra under the leadership of Odumegwu Ojukwu, the military governor of Eastern region. Subsequently, armed conflict between Biafra and Nigerian government commenced in July, leading to the death of over 1 million people. So political spectators will argue that Gowon assumed power because the country was on the brink of disintegration following a series of ethnic and religion clashes. Gowon himself would declare his famous slogan that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. But this is the kick, and it obviously did not start with Gowon. You don't keep people together by force. You keep them together through consensus, respect, and understanding of each other's boundary. It's like marriage. You don't keep a woman in the house by force. That would be kidnapping. And when it comes to leadership, the Nigerian political leaders must lead. And to lead means be in the front, working towards a destination. And the people following because they see you as a leader, because you have been able to inspire them to believe in your leadership and the destination ahead of them. But the Nigerian people really cannot say this of any of the political leaders, particularly the military head of states, since the independence, who literally dragged them along with a rope on their neck. Again, this problem wasn't created by Gowon. Instead, the 32-year-old general and the other military leader after him simply inherited an unsettled entity they simply needed to keep together by force. Without fairness, we are still almost in the same situation today, like the broken entity that Gowon needed to put together by force. The laws and the federated constitutions are not designed to reflect the will of the Nigerian people. The country does not exist based on a common consensus and respect for one another, but by force. Handling the Nigerian Civil War. In his biography on Britannica, it was stated that Gowon directed government forces to remember that they were essentially fighting Nigerians who were to be encouraged to rejoin the country. According to the publication, he also allowed a team of international observers to monitor the conduct of his troops. On the part of the Biafran fighter, they did put up a great resistance. I have interviewed several experts on the Biafra front, including those that were on the ground during the war. No one can deny that they did the best they could under the circumstances, but they were up against a more robust opponent with better training and more resources, and it was almost logical that they would not defeat the Nigerian army. As the second year of the war unfolded, the Nigerian government grip tightened, claiming control over more than half of Biafra original territory. With the Igbo's determination mounting, a pivotal moment came on June 30, 1969, when the government took a drastic step, cutting off all Red Cross aid to Biafra. The following week saw another cruel blow as food supply to the region were restricted. Faced with dwindling resources and a relentless siege, one remnant of the secessionist state was left with no choice but to succumb to the unyielding pressure. Throughout the difficult 30-month conflict, the nation witnessed a heart-wrenching toll. Over 1 million lives were lost to the conflict, a staggering number given the country population at the time of the war. And then, on January 15, 1917, the once vibrant hope of Biafra were dimmed when General Philip F. Young surrendered to the head of state, Yakubu Gowon in Lagos, the then Nigerian capital city. Following the Biafra surrender, General Yakubu introduced a policy he called no victor, no vanquish, marking a defining moment in his regime. However, despite the triumph in the war, Gowon's attempt to implement the ambitious 3-arrow program, which focused on reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation across the nation, did not work. However, the 3-arrow program was recommendable, aiming to heal the wounds of war and foster national unity, as one would imagine in the case of Rwanda after the 1994 genocide. Nonetheless, the execution of Gowon's vision proved to be flawed, leaving many citizens disheartened and disillusioned. The broken promise to reinstate civil rule by 1967 only exacerbated the situation, further eroded the people's confidence in Gowon's leadership. In addition, the rapid proliferation of corruption within the administration eroded the country's faith in its ability to lead effectively. As Nigeria grappled with these challenges, Gowon's popularity plummeted, and his once promising legacy became only a past glory. In a bloodless coup on July 29, 1975, General Yakubu Gowon was ousted from power, and the reign of leadership was taken on by General Murtala Mohammed. Following his removal, Gowon made the decision to travel to Britain. During his time there, he embraced the opportunity to pursue further education and enrolled at the prestigious University of Warwick. There, he successfully earned a doctorate degree in political science. After several years abroad, Yakubu Gowon eventually returned to Nigeria in 1983, where he has since chosen to reside. His journey, marked by the high and low of leadership, have seen him transition from the pinnacle of political power to a pursuit of knowledge and personal growth abroad, ultimately culminating in his return to his homeland. His legacy and remembrance. General Yakubu Gowon's leadership left an indelible mark on Nigerian history and remained an inspiration for many. During his tenure as head of state of Nigeria, Yakubu Gowon played a significant role in overseeing the contentious Nigerian Civil War. Following the conclusion of the war, he delivered a notable speech known as the No Victor, No Vanquish address, aimed at fostering an environment of healing and reconciliation. By pronouncing this message, Gowon intended to encourage both the victorious Nigerian side and the secessionist Biafran side to come together as one nation again. He believed that reconciliation and forgiveness were essential for the country to move forward and rebuild itself as a united, peaceful, and prosperous nation. Although most of his programs to truly heal the country from the effect of the war were not effective, like most other situations in the country, both before and after the war, his intentions were good, at least on paper. Gowon's No Victor, No Vanquish speech has left a legacy in Nigerian history. It showcased his commitment to national unity and the resolution of conflict no matter what happened. While his approach to the war and its aftermath remained a subject of debate and analysis, the significance of his message and its impact on the nation's healing process cannot be overstated. Enjoy this podcast, please subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi podcast and share with your friends who might need it. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.